This is Yom Yerushalmi Ma'asros, the article Ozbahar edition. We are in, or on Daf Tezvav Amid Aleph, right at the top, Halacha Beis, Masnisin. And that in the Vilna is on Daf Tes Amid Aleph, Halacha Beis, Masnisin. And we're recording this Motzoi Pesach, in Chutzlarts, Tavshin Pei Dalin. And Vanachnu Lo Nashanu. So, because our learning should be a schus for Yeshua and the Chamas for Am Yisrael. Halacha Beis, Masnisin, which is Mishnah Gimel. Amal Pes Mi Golil Le Yehuda, so he's taking fruit from the fruit of his field, from Gol to Yehuda, O Yerushalmi, and he's gathers fruit in order to sell them there. And the Mishnah Rishonah says he is going to sell them there at a higher price. He can continue eating for them as a snack until he gets to the place that he's going. That which Chachamim said that when you're molech l'shuk, they become tevel immediately with mar malacha. That's because you might find buyers along the way, and it's going to become tevel by the purchase. And here, you're determined not to sell them until you get to the higher priced place. So too, if you're taking fruit from in Yehuda to sell them at a higher price in Galil, so you don't have a mind to eat them until you get to the higher priced area, you can continue snacking. To the place where he comes to where he's going to spend Shabbos. That place, it's no longer snack them. Peddlers who are going from town to town. They can eat as a snack until they get to the place where they're going to sleep that night. The first house he reaches, that's in which he enters, of course. That becomes your house, and it's go there for Ma'asros. You collect the fruit not for the purpose of Shabbos. And Kitchalim Shabbos, and Shabbos begins. Shabbos Tevel, Yechon says Shabbos is Tevel, even it makes it Tevel, even without Kavana. And you can't eat from them even after Shabbos is over until you Ma'asros them. Shimon and Shabbos Tevel, Shloka says no, Shabbos only Koveh fruit which you designate for Shabbos. Eser Shimon Lok Shab Yochanan, Shimon Lok Shab Yochanan, but I think we learn our Mishnah. Hamal appears in Galil Yehuda, somebody's taking fruit from the Galil to Yehuda. Yerushalmi is going to Yerushalmi. He can eat until he gets to the place where he's intended to go. And talk to on the way back. Tiny love Shabbos. Even if he slept along the way, and he sent Shabbos along the way. So you see clearly Shabbos is not being koveah, right? So the Amar Lo, he says lishvois. This is talking about somebody who that says Shabbos. Means he wants to spend his time there until after Shabbos. But nevertheless, until he got to Friday morning. But it's not your Shabbos. And he's not going to, they don't be there for the Tevel until Shabbos comes. So even got the Mokum Shvisa. They're not Tevel. But according to Rabbi Yochanan, they will become Tevel once Shabbos begins. And therefore, after Shabbos, he can no longer snack from them. Teresh, okay, you should know that that's true. The Tanya law, we learned, concerning this our Mishnah and a Brisa, one of the same languages in the as I'm reading the Kavanaki, actually not. Yeah, a little bit different. No, it's the same question. Even if he decides to be Shabbos, keep Shabbos on Monday. Be Yeshvi Sheni when Shabbos on Monday. Ela b'roitz l'ishbois. He got to the place where he wants to get for Shabbos on Monday, right? So there, it's not Tevel until Shabbos begins, except according to Rabbi Meir and Mishnah, it says he gets to the Mokum Shvisa immediately on Monday. It's already becomes chayiv in Shumas Ma'asros. Hakom avachah b'roitz l'ishbois. Everybody agrees that staying overnight is not enough to make a tevel. Even Rameir holds you have to get the mokum shvisa, but not mokum lina. Ma ben lina, ma ben shvisa. What's the thing? Staying place you're going to stay overnight, place you're going to spend Shabbos. Other megalga belina. A person, does not set himself up with permanence for a place going to stay overnight. Is one to continue. Regards his overnight stay as one which is only worthy of snacking, and necessarily making a whole to do. The ain of them a person does not let it go informally when it comes to a place that's going to be Shabbos, because Shabbos wants to be signing Gal Hashem, and he's going to, that's why Shabbos is different. Adam Lan. Also, by the way, the word megalgel, the Kavanaki explains, megalgel is lashon sovel, to tolerate. Adam megalgel berchitza, lashon Yerushalmi Ma'asros ches hey, person is willing to tolerate the lack of bathing. Megalgelina badach, and one excludes ayin on a base. Megalgel ma'ad you base chodesh, and yivam asmim ches on a base. So those are languages of toleration. Similarly, chol makam adam lan. A person is willing to spend any place, any motel will do for being on the road, right? A person is not going to spend Shabbos in Motel 6 if he can avoid it. He wants to find something which is more decent, so it's more of a kriyas. V'atanya. Does it say V'atanya from Vilna? No. It says Tanya. Okay, it does not say V'atanya. So, Ma'aseh Rabbi Yeshua shemach achar Rabbi Yochanan b'zakeh leBorach Chayo. Rabbi Yeshua was following Rabbi Yochanan b'zakeh leBorach Chayo, but Yibnei Otzon Riyos bring them peros, and the people in those towns will bring them fruit. V'amulo, they said, I guess Rabbi Yochanan Zakai, ma lonu las ser. Do we have to take off Ma'aseh because after all we're on the road? And it brings out here also in the Kavanaki, it says in Maseches Demai, Pergil Mishnah, Machinas Achsanya Demai. So we're on the road, and we're therefore, do we have to take off Ma'aseh? So that's not in the Vilna. The Vilna just says, Ma'aseh Rabbi Yeshua, Rabbi Yochanan Chayav, Yibnei Otzon Riyos b'nei them peros, Rabbi Yeshua, and then they have Amal and Rabbi Yeshua, which is interesting because. What happened, Rabbi Yochanan? I guess Rabbi Yochanan Zakai was. We're going with Rabbi Yochanan Zakai. Rabbi Yochanan Zakai wasn't Borach Chayo. Rabbi Yeshua was leading a bunch of Talmidim to go visit Rabbi Yochanan Zakai. Okay, so on Rabbi Yeshua said to him, "Lanu kan, if you're staying overnight here, anu chayavim la'aser, you lav enu chayim la'aser." So if we have to meiser, or we don't stay overnight, you don't have to meiser, which is a problem, right? He said, first of all. The house and they are, I should point out, Rabbi Yeshua said, the way the Kavanaki elaborates, that Rabbi Yeshua said, the house in which we're going to spend the night consider our house, and we don't have anything about Chasanya. And so it also has the thing, Brias Pnei Bayis. So this is difficult, because everybody said, and that's why the Kavanaki changed from Tani to Tanya. Because it's a clear question. You see, even the Makom Lina is Toivel, not just a Makom Shvisa. So, Rabbi Yeshua said, Rabbi Yeshua, Daito Nikia. And Yeshua was a sensitive person. That's normally we send Daito Nikia. He was not a sensitive person. But so here Kavanaki explains, based on Rafulda, Sula, he was a calm kind of guy. He doesn't have tears in the derech. And when he comes to Makam Lina, he becomes Daitum Yushavas Lakum Abais. It's as if he's at home. So therefore, it's like for him, even a Makam Lina along the way was like a bais. So it's like by Shmuel Hanavi says, B'chol Makom Shelach Sham Beiso used to take his house with him. I guess it's like if he went in an RV, it'd also be not like that, right? But an RV, so then your house is with you. So every night would be L'chayra, not a Makom Lina. It'd be like, not B'lav Dafka. Just kidding. But in any event, point is that subjectively, for Rabbi Yeshua, that's considered to be like a kvius. He says, and everybody else is a fool. Rabbi Yeshua is daitum tzul, and everybody else is a shaita, and ain't daitum yusheves. And Rabbi Yeshua, he had people being malava him. So based on Marafola. He had people being malava him. And since people being malava him, so therefore, I'm sorry, the Lav says, he had people from him who do Amar Lina Tavelis. So it says Lina Tavelis, because he had instant household, since he was traveling with his servants, or with the people who served him. Shar other people, the lace of Yasan Shchicha loan, who don't have people coming to them, ain't Lina Tavel. So then, it doesn't make it Tavel. Yeah, it's more or less same here in the Vilna. Now the Gemara says, "What need we learn? Welcome, Chazim Yos Ochlim Machem Akin and Bakum Lina." So even they, the Rochlim, who don't have Bnei Levaya, like Rabbi Yeshua, their Lina is Koveh. How come? So the Gemara answers, Ma Makam Lina. What's the Makam Lina? Beso, their house. Now their house explains the near. Brings down is the house which is designated by the Balabas. Like there's a Sefta says Yichem Balabais Bais Neatzer Chayim. It's kind of like the Brooklyn Motel, since it's and therefore it's their house. There's a Mokum Kavur for them in each town, I guess. So therefore that was Koveh for them for Maisus. Roshim and Loki Shem Rabbi Yosha said, "Kagon Ilan the Kvar Chananya." It's like the people Kvar Chananya. But he doesn't designate a house, but it's these peddlers would go around 4 or 5 cities in a day, and then they go to their designated motel, and next day they go 4 or 5 other cities, and then go back to the designated motel until they finish the entire area. So as opposed to stam peddlers, each night would just go to sleep in the place where they finished their work for the day. It's based on the Mishnah Rishayna. So it says, in Barchanaya, Nafkin L'Sachan Arba Chamish Karyan, they would go out, and actually in the Nafkin, it's just the Nafkin. The Nafkin L'Sachre and Arba Chamish Karyan, B'Yelen, Tamkin, they would go and sleep in Beis Hon, not in their house, but in their special house in that area. So I'm not sure where Shimon Lakish and Shem Rabbi Yesh is arguing on what it says Ma Makam Lina Beso. Could be an explanation. The Kabbalah sounds as a separate scenario at least, but with interpretation. In other words, he's explaining that it's a place where they come back always after 4 or 5 cities to one specific location. That's Beso. That place is Koveh for the Rochlim. Okay, now we have the header in the Kabbalah, Rabbi Yehuda Omer V'chulei. We don't have that header in the Vilna. Let's go back right here. Mishnah Bais Yishon Beso. Time Rav Chavta Ben Shol. Rotan Nefalech Asakov. Person wants to distribute his chayra between the types he wants to sell in this city and what he wants to leave to look for other cities. And the word falech is the lashon of pelach harimon, a slice of the pomegranate, shir shirim. But Bais Harishon Shu Pogev Lansham, in the first house, and he does this in order to, according to Kabbalah, lighten his load, and he wants to, and also he's going to sleep in that place, and that fact that he's there to plan and designate his next day's activities and split his chayra, according to Rabbi, that's enough to be Koveh's payros for Maisos for that time. Which brings us Mamish Laban Tesvav Base.